Hello, first grade. It's Miss B. I am so happy to get to see you guys today. I hope you are all doing really well and just know that we miss you so much. Well, this is going to be different, isn't it? Miss B is going to be instructing you on how to do some art lessons through the screen. Now, how this is going to work is Miss B is going to talk to you through the video like this, and you can either create the art at the same time as Miss B, or you can do it at the end of the video, or you can do it sometime throughout the day, whenever you feel like you need something fun and creative to do. So today we are going to be rewinding. We're going to be going back to before spring break. Before spring break, we were learning about a special artist. And this special artist, his name is Paul Klee. Do you remember that name? Because remember, we thought it was clay, like what we play with or we create pottery out of. But no, his name is not spelled C-L-A-Y. It's spelled K-L-E-E, Paul Klee. Now, we watched a Maddie and Dada video and we learned all about Paul Klee. We learned about how he likes to make puppets and he liked to make paintings and drawings, and he was really good at making patterns, and he was good at having balance. Do you remember that word? Balance. It is one of our principles of art. Okay, principles mean it's kind of like one of the rules, the things we always remember. Balance. If something looks too heavy on one side, you need to draw something out so that it balances back. Paul Klee was very good at balancing his artwork. And we started making castles. Do you remember that? We were making shapes, and then we were building castles from those shapes. And those castles, we were learning how to make our castle balanced, just like Paul Klee's. So we obviously don't get to continue with the old castles that we were doing. So Miss B wanted us to have this week to be making our new castles. So this is going to be our first video, our first step, and that is getting our shapes drawn and cut out, and then drawing and tracing our castles. When you see Miss B on Wednesday, you will get to follow along on how to add color to your castles and how to make sure that color is also balanced. Okay, so for today, you are going to need a pencil. Miss B has a mechanical pencil here, but you can make yours just a regular pencil. That's just fine too. You'll want a black marker. That black marker can be any kind of black marker. Just make sure that it kind of has one of these skinny tips on it. Okay, because the skinny tip markers are going to be a little bit easier today. And you'll need a pair of scissors. Make sure they're scissors that are safe for you to use. And if they're big like Miss B's, that your mom and dad have said that it's okay that you can use them. Otherwise, go ahead and find some that are just right for your size. Okay, what you see here are Miss B's art tools for today, as well as 2 pieces of paper. Okay, one paper is going to be for tracing our shapes for our castle. The other paper is going to be used to make our shapes. Okay, Miss B's just making sure everyone can see here. There we go. All right, so we are going to be making just our usual shapes that we all know. These shapes are triangles, squares, rectangles, and ovals. Okay, now you can make some extra shapes if you know how to make other shapes. So let's say you wanted your castle to have the kite shape. You can draw the kite shape. Okay, but the ones that everybody is going to need are triangle. Now you are just going to do your very best to draw your shapes. Remember, we don't need to be making it perfect. Triangle, Now you don't want them too small, because if you make them too small, they're going to be hard to trace around to build your castle, and then your castle will have little tiny pieces, which there's nothing wrong with that, but it's just going to make it a little bit harder for you. So I did a square and a rectangle. If you have access to a printer, you could have your parents print you out a paper that has all the shapes on it. Like Google has a lot of good pictures of shapes if you would like to print those out and cut those instead. Then circle. And maybe I will do a diamond shape because I think that could be kind of cool. Okay, now Miss B is just gonna make a bigger triangle because I think I made my first triangle a little bit too small. So I have my shapes. Second step, grab your scissors and you're gonna cut out all of your shapes. All right, so I'm done cutting my shapes out. So this extra paper scrap, you can save it if you want to draw other things or cut different shapes out, or you can go and recycle it. Remember, if you recycle it, it gets turned into new paper. If you throw it into the trash, it does not get turned into new paper. So make sure you recycle all of your papers. Okay, so I have all of my shapes here. Okay, I got my triangle, I got my square, my diamond, my circle, and my rectangle. And I'm ready to now start drawing my castle. Now, I am going to do it a little bit different because I want you guys to be able to see on my camera my castle as I'm drawing it. Okay, so I'm going to use my marker, but you guys should start with your pencil. The reason we start with our pencil is so that if you make a mistake and you're not happy with it, you can erase it. All right, so Miss B is going to start with my rectangle shape. And I'm going to begin by tracing around the edge of my rectangle. And you'll see that it created a shape. I'm going to be building my castle. These are my bricks of my castle. Now, when we're thinking about balance, if we put a big heavy brick on one side of our castle and we don't put one on the other, do you think that the castle would be strong? I don't think so. And I don't know about you, but I want to have a strong castle. So I'm going to be making sure that when I am adding my shapes, that I am adding the same amount on each side. Now, they don't need to be exactly the same. For example, if Miss B decided to put, let's see, another rectangle going like this on my castle, I do not need to also have it go that same way over here. I could make this one maybe go up higher, like this, going the tall way instead of the long way. Do you see how I did that? Okay. So now I'm going to finish up my castle by keep adding more and more of my shapes, connecting them together. Maybe you want to create a little window on the inside. Maybe you want to make a door. Maybe you want to make a tower for somebody who lives in the castle, wants to live in the tower. Okay, you can make yours however you want it to look. Once you are done drawing all of it, make sure that you don't lose it. Okay, keep it with all of your other classwork that you are doing. Okay, because on Wednesday, just like I said before, On Wednesday, Miss B is going to be posting another video for you to watch of how do we use color and how do we use balance with color with our castles. Okay, so Miss B is going to finish up her last shape here. I'm going to say that this is my castle. Now, I could spend a lot more time making it interesting, and I'm sure that you guys will get to spend a lot more time making yours interesting. So when you see my video on Wednesday, you'll see that mine has a lot more detail than this one because I'm definitely going to keep adding more to my castle here. So that is what you're going to be working on today. Make sure you finish up the pencil drawing of your castle. Okay, Miss B used marker, but use pencil first. If you want to use marker after that, that's just fine. Make sure your castle's nice and balanced, okay, so that you can see that you have a good amount of blocks on this side and this side, so your castle looks like it's strong and that it's not going to fall over. On Wednesday, we will learn about adding our color to it. Thanks for watching, guys, and I hope that you enjoy getting to make your Paul Klee castles. And I cannot wait to see how they turn out. I love you and I miss you. I hope you have a good day. Bye, friends.